Chapter 28, Perfecting the Ordinary. I wanted to introduce a variety of small but powerful nuggets that are rarely discussed. This is what I like to call perfecting the ordinary. Much of the wisdom in this chapter comes from spending thousands of hours in the gym personally and professionally. Sometimes what we learn does not come from a textbook, a certification, or taking another class. It comes from doing, from trial and error, from colleagues and clients, and it comes from the love, passion, and the precious time we put forth into our craft. No shortcuts, no hacking, it comes from time. Therefore, I am highlighting some of the most important things to focus on and practice so they can be perfected and adopted as habits and rituals. Learning from others. I've been given an incredible gift over my 30-plus year career. I have been able to be inspired by and work with some of the best and brightest friends, healthcare professionals, and personal trainers in the world. Friends and colleagues such as Tab, Denny, Marty, John, Phil, Matthew, Todd, Tracy, Beth, Jason, Justin, Gabe, Stacy, Damian, Brian, Jeremy, Jen, Gay, and Ann. One personal trainer I want to highlight is my friend and colleague, Walt Reynolds. Walt and I have been friends for over 30 years, and Walt is the guy I go to for my training. To set the table, Walt was an Olympic caliber high jumper back in his days at the University of Oregon, jumping over 7 feet. This guy has some hops. Today, at the age of 57, Walt is the co-owner of the Trainer Studio, a very successful private training studio located in our community. I describe Walt this way. Walt is a freak show. Standing 6 feet tall, Walt is lean, strong, and extremely flexible. Some of the movements Walt can still do to this day are hard to believe. When I think I'm doing pretty well and sitting high in the saddle, I go see Walt and he opens my eyes up to what is possible. Walt's knowledge in the exercise and training space is off the charts. Not only is Walt a great thinker, but I believe one of Walt's greatest attributes is his kindness. He is one of the kindest people you'll ever meet. When Walt and I get in a room together, our conversations around health, fitness, and life can go on for hours. I hope you enjoy some of these health and fitness movement nuggets, and that will help you perfect the ordinary. Compound interest. One of the hardest things in helping others change their lifestyle is to get people to embrace the concept of compound interest. Understanding that even the smallest improvements in lifestyle applied on a daily basis will pay off greatly in the future. This is the power of compound interest. We all know that when we make deposits, large or small, day in and day out, into our bank account, our money continues to grow and grow and grow. The same is true when it comes to our health and fitness bank account. Consistent deposits each day will reap great rewards to our lifestyle in the future. Here are a few. Drink that extra 8 ounces of water each day. Take 1 tablespoon of cod liver oil each morning. Walk for 10 minutes each morning. Do 1 to 2 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions of push-ups or squats. Eat a big salad 3 to 5 times a week. Get that extra 30 minutes of sleep. Take an Epsom salt bath prior to bed. Practice breathing exercises for 1 to 2 minutes a day. It is the small stuff that adds up huge changes over time. As Warren Buffett says, patterns matter. Posture awareness and practice. As was mentioned in Chapter 24, posture is a big deal. We are all fighting the battle of gravity as we age. We all can recognize great posture when we watch someone walk into a room with their chest up, their shoulders down, and their head held high. Good posture is a look of health and vitality. During your day, be aware of your posture when sitting, standing, walking, playing, and exercising. Good posture can be learned and must be practiced daily. Here are a few key checkpoints for ideal posture. When they are all lined up, the body sings, lining up your ear, your shoulder, your hip, your knees, and your ankle. One perfect rep. When exercise or moving our body, whether it's some form of strength training, stretching, walking, jogging, running, or swimming laps, try to focus on doing one perfect rep. What would a perfect push-up, a perfect pull-up, or a perfect squat look like? What would it feel like? As we strive to perfect each movement or exercise, we not only train our muscles and connective tissue, we also train our nervous system. Our nervous system tells our mind and body how to move in space. This is why it's so important to learn how to do a specific movement or exercise correctly right from the beginning. Try the one perfect rep training method when performing a pull-up, a push-up, or a standing row, bodyweight squat, handstand, or when trying to swim or run more efficiently. Whatever type of training or movement plan you currently follow, step back and ask yourself, how can you make each movement better or each individual rep better? Here's something to think about. If you can do one perfect push-up or one perfect bodyweight squat when you hit 90 years old, not only will you have the capacity to move better, you will also look like you can move better. Remember, form follows function. Find your edge. Imagine standing on the edge of a cliff with solid and secure footing. What would happen if you moved a few feet closer or stepped off the edge? One of the challenges when exercising or moving is finding our edge. The greatest gains take place at the edge. Maybe running at a 7-mile-an-hour pace is no problem, but how would taking it to 8 miles per hour feel? How would our hamstrings and lungs respond? Maybe a handstand with the hands positioned 18 inches from the wall is attainable, but moving the hands 6 inches closer to the wall would be more challenging for the shoulders. The next time you work out, pick one or two exercises and try to find your edge. It could be as simple as a bodyweight squat and your edge is limited due to the lack of flexibility stemming from your ankles or knees. Finding your edge allows you to make the greatest gains without getting injured in the process. Gain a new perspective. The huge value in working with a personal trainer is not always the X's and O's. It can be picking their brain on how they think. When do they fit their daily exercise in, or what do their sleep habits look like? How do they plan their recovery, their sleep, morning rituals, meals, workouts, or goals? Anytime I discuss nutrition, training, or anything related to health and fitness with a client, friends, family members, or colleagues, I ask them what they have learned. When on a diet, what is going on in your mind? How do you feel? What does your self-talk look like? What have you learned? How can you apply this knowledge to your future success? How do you think? How do you move? How do you live? Changing the narrative on how you think is priceless. Never stop learning. I love to learn new things or new ways to tackle a problem or challenge. Developing new lifestyle habits that fit into a daily routine may take some time and additional learning along the way. Lifelong learning. While in graduate school at Michigan State University, I had the privilege to study under some incredible professors, including Dr. Wayne Van Huss. Dr. Van Huss was the director of the Human Energy Research Laboratory and professor in the Department of Kinesiology. Dr. Van Huss, along with Dr. William Huesner, were also involved in helping NASA astronauts deal with the effect of space on human organs. Both of these men were legends in the field of exercise physiology. Because I was working full-time while in school, I had a commitment that would not allow me to take the final exam on a designated date. I asked Dr. Van Huss if I could take the exam on another time. He said there was no problem. A few days later, I met Dr. Van Huss to take my exam. He walked downstairs with me to an empty classroom and handed me the exam. As he was about to close the door, he said, "Chris, I'm heading home for the day. When you're done with your exam, slide it under the door." A few days later, I met Dr. Van Huss to go over my test results. After we discussed the exam, I inquired of Dr. Van Huss, "Dr. Van Huss, you put me in a room, you shut the door, and told me to put the exam under the door when it was completed. I had a backpack full of books and notes. Didn't you worry about me cheating? I will never forget what he said. Chris, you are here to learn. You are not here to get a score. Life is not about the score, but the learning that takes place along the way. Dr. Wayne Van Huss believed that the character of a person, rather than their achievements, mattered the most. The magic dust is in the journey. I recently listened to a podcast which debated the different methods of training to reap maximal benefits. The discussion included one scientific study after another. What was missing in the debate were the hundreds of other intangibles that take place when moving the body. One day I posed the question to one of my favorite personal training clients, Bob Cornwell. If I could give him a pill to help get in the best shape of his life, would you take it? Without hesitation, Bob said, "No way." Bob quickly pointed out, the magic dust is in the journey. Why would I want to take a pill and lose all of the special experiences that take place during my journey? The magic dust is how it affects my mind, my emotions, how it helps me relieve stress and gain patience, perseverance, grit, and confidence. It is in the journey that makes it special. Learning how to find enjoyment in your lifestyle journey is often overlooked. Finding physical activities that you enjoy is a powerful way to stay intrinsically motivated and moving for life. Get into your body, be still, and take out the earbuds. Perfecting the ordinary essentials. Big picture. Compound interest is a powerful lifestyle ingredient. One perfect rep is foundational to optimal results. Find your edge. Stay curious. Never stop learning. Remember, the magic dust takes place during the journey. Ask yourself, what do you think about when you're moving your body? How can you enjoy the process of exercise or moving your body? What have you learned from dieting? What can you learn from working with a trainer? Have you ever tried to do one perfect rep? How can you perfect the ordinary? Small steps. Apply compound interest to your movement plan. The next time you exercise, apply the perfect rep principle to your entire workout. Take one or two exercises and find your edge. Try new activities. Think about what you have learned during your movement journey. And lastly, find your magic dust.